Hi guys, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about cylinders. Why is it important to light a cylinder correctly? Because they're all over the place. They're limbs, they're bows, they're trees. There's always going to be a cylinder somewhere in your pictures. And Joanne Mullenbelt, who's been a longtime subscriber of mine, asked me a fantastic question because I've already done videos on my main channel about this and other types of shapes where the lights are supposed to go on the specific shapes. So she asked a brilliant question. So here is a tinfoil. This is the best way I could show how to light your cylinders. So here is a cylinder, okay? The light is coming actually from anywhere. It's always going to be lit the same way, straight down the middle. So if I turn this and say I have a branch, where'd the light go? Straight down the middle. Any direction you put it, it never changes. Why? Because the peak or the center light is right here. It's going to be the lightest part of the cylinder. But she gave me a little bit of a challenge, and she sent me one of her pictures, and I'll put it up on the screen. What do you do if it's a snake? Well, remember that little ring of pearls that we talked about? Well, to avoid the ring of pearls, how do you light a cylinder? And I'm going to show you because there's a trick to it. Here is Joanne's picture, and she wants to know how to light the snakes so that to avoid the ring of pearls, yet keep the lighting at the peak. And first of all, she did a good job because there's nothing wrong with her picture. Her lighting was very good. The only criticism I have, or it's not even a criticism, it's a suggestion to her, is to hyper exaggerate things. Everything here is basically done with the same tone. So if I was doing this picture myself, I probably would have darkened in more of these areas with a darker pencil so that the snakes that are over, like right here is an example of it. This snake is on top of this snake, okay? But there's no shadow line in there. So let's actually put in a shadow. Sorry, my colors aren't going to match. Or maybe they will. Let's put in a little bit of a shadow right underneath that area, okay? Of course, I'm drawing over ink, so it's going to look a little bit weird. And I'm going to get my gray, and I'm going to put my gray right underneath. So in this spot here, I have this snake shadowing this snake, right like that. I'm getting nice and deep into my corners because remember, when things go like this, it blocks the light. So right there we have an arrow. And what have I already done? I broke up that ring of pearls, that nasty line that goes completely around. So just by putting in shadows, you're going to break it up. Now in here, it gets very light. Why would the light be this bright? It's curved. So you have to think of what it's going to do naturally. So naturally, I'm going to put a light shadow into this area. Now I want to keep the color, the hue, but it needs to be darkened. Then you have to say to yourself, there's a little piece of a snake down in there. Why is this snake right here, this piece, brighter than right over here? You got to think about that. It really wouldn't. So in this area, I would tone it down slightly. Then in the bottom here, it goes way deep. That's going to be real dark. So now I toned down that snake, this bright area, and I've got now the top part of the snake. And I think she did a very good job dealing with that part of the snake because she really doesn't have a ring of pearls. What she has here is thicker line over here, then it goes in over here. And she did a very good job. This is not a stark ring going around. This is broken up. But you also have to think to yourself, what happens when there is a curve? Well, on the curve, even up here, it would darken up because the way it's curving, it's the way the light hits it. So I would go in darker right over there. And leave the light going right in here. Now, just in the little bit that I did on that curve, you could see it's already becoming more three-dimensional. Still, no ring of pearls on here. So now you have over here, as you move through this, it's going to just start to look better and better. You could start in one corner and end in the other. And I happen to have done this picture years ago. So that fixes over here. Let's do another area. Let's just pick any area. See, in this area, it's very light over here. It's just as light right there as it is here. So we wouldn't want that. And in fact, we're going to darken up the entire curve. Now this snake is on top of this snake, but if the light is coming down this way, which it seems to be coming, there wouldn't be too much of a shadow over there. So I would leave my shadowing in right in here and make sure I have that curve nice and dark. On the outside of a curve, it would be much lighter. So as you make your way down, take a look at this. There's no shadow from this snake onto there. I'm going to go in, shadow it up, following along that curve. That breaks up the ring of pearls. Then you have down here, it's a tight circle. Down here, the light would strike right up here, but right down here, she had it a little, I would go even more. Remember to get your corners. And you got it. This area would shadow this, but if the light is coming, well, sort of to the side, I'd still get, well, mostly a shadow over here. And right in here, it would be darkened up. And there's another arrow. And that's how I would handle this picture. By the time you are done with combining both the rules for the ring of pearls and the cylinder lighting, this picture will be popping off the page. It's actually a really fun picture to color. See, right in here, there would be no light in there. Darken it up. The highlight would be right at the top. Now, also, the last thing I want to say is you don't have to do your edges this way. Go in with your edges this way. If you light it up this way, you won't get that ring of pearls. And then you can darken it up over here because it's a curve, and just keep going. Now, if you look at this, okay, the line is not harsh. It's very smooth. And it also doesn't go completely straight like a line. So you can go in just like that. Okay, then go in with your darker pencil. And again, I got nothing to blend because there's no real wax or oil pencil core on the paper. So it's not gonna blend together. But you'll see that by following each one of these rules, right in here in the jawline should be darker. Going up into the mouth. Underneath the jaw would be darker. And that leaves a big bright area in the front of the face. And that's how I handle this picture. I hope that helps, and I will see you in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.